Hello, Science Daffodils. A very good day to all of you. And this video comes to 10th standard students from your English first poem, Life. The Life poem is written by Henry Van Dyke, a poet known for his short and sweet poems and of nature. And when we talk about this poem, Life, it is an inspirational poem depicting the poet's determination to live a purposeful life, a positive and a fruitful life. See, the poet has a kind of determination to live a beautiful, a purposeful, positive and fruitful life. This inspires us also to have such thoughts in our mind as we journey through the life. And as children, develop these qualities in yourself so that your life also can be purposeful, positive and fruitful. And we move on with the poem. We have got only 2 stanzas, a simple poem. This is a memorator also. And I wonder if our government will delete this portion or it will be included. However, you see that you by heart it. It is a nice poem about our own lives. Learning this poem, we will come to know how we have to set our life, how positively we should approach situations in our life, and how good and purposefully we need to take our life journey and make our life a fruitful one. So, whether it's going to be a part of your syllabus or not, children, you by heart it and see that you get the substance of the poem to your life. So, stanza 1 begins this way. The poet wants to live a life looking forward to his goal without any hurry or any kind of distractions. See, looking forward, not looking at the past, not crying over the past, just to live in the present, live to the present, not crying over the past or fearing the things. What had happened earlier, what we have done in the past, thinking of it and crying over it. Not with such feelings. We need to have our goal set, and looking at that goal, we need to keep going forward. That is the first lesson that we are going to learn from this poem. Further, it tells in the first stanza, with a happy heart. So the heart always must be happy and joyful. So he can move on forward to youth and to age. As we move on, whether in the young stage or in the olden stage, we can keep on having a very nice and happy heart which will lead us forward without any struggles. And as we age, we can face any kind of challenges. Already as we age, as people age, we need to face a lot of physical challenges, physical hardships. But these physical challenges or hardships will not stop us going from when we have a positive attitude and we have a nice goal to achieve. So we can carry out our routine task at whatever age we belong to, at whatever age we are in. So that is what the poet talks in the first stanza. So it's a nice advice, or it's a kind of inspiration that is coming from the poet Henry Van Dyke. And in the second stanza, he talks about to live a great life. See, not a simple ordinary life, but each one of us must have a great life. We should lead a wonderful life so that our life will be a meaningful one. Okay, he says that we should never be daunted by kind of difficult uphills. So there may be times when we meet the uphills or downhills in the road of life. There may be ups and downs, but we should have whether the road is rough or smooth or soft, the travel should be made easy. So how to make our travel easy? That is possible only with a happy heart. If our heart is with a song, always having a song in our heart, we can keep on going even though the road or the life situation is rough or difficult or otherwise if it is smooth also keep going. So that is what the poet advises us. He further tells that the poet himself will continue seeking new friendship and making adventures in life. That will be a crown in the same manner when he was just a boy. How he had made friendship in the younger days when he was a young boy, same way he will have the continuity of life, having new friendship, meeting all new friends at each stage of the life, so that each day or each stage will be an adventure and each will be having a crown in the same way. And we need not regret, as when children, as young boys, we will have nothing in our minds like grudge or some kind of evil thoughts or something like that. No bad manners we will not have. We will be very innocent kids. Similarly, so innocently, keep on finding new friends and keep on going. That is how our life will be still made easy. So the poet has made his life like that, and the poet tells us, make your life also in such a way. And the poet says, however, whether it is a difficult task or whether it is a very easy going life, he was not going to be he was not going to stop. So nothing will stop him. He says his quest for that continuity of life will never stop, and he will continue living in the hope that life will be the best. So he feels that he will get lot of new friends as he goes on, and he will achieve greater thing, high adventures. And as he won a crown in the younger days, so he will wear a crown even in the olden age, and his heart always will keep the courage of the quest. So he says that he will never stop from having that quest, no thirst to learn, to continue to live in the life in the way he feels like. So that is how the poem ends. The life, the last journey, the last stage of our life, supposed to be the best kind of life. So it is no age limit for that. But as long as we live, let us live joyfully, happily, and with a positive mind. So that positive mind, will make us great, will make us always joyful. And so this is the little content of this poem, Life. It's a very short and simple poem. Children can easily understand also. So you have in the first stanza, you have got the dim past. The dim past means it's a metaphor. So he feels that the past has been compared to a dim, this weak past. Okay, so he feels that the dim past may be there, but it should never be thought of in the future. So it is a metaphor, and those sad days, unhappy days, that is what he says, in the absence of as and like. It's a metaphor, comparison of his days, his younger days. He considers as sad days or the dim days, past days, right? So in the second stanza, you have the second line, this one, rough or smooth. See, second stanza, second line, right? Over rough or smooth, the journey will be joy. Here you are having a contrasting pair of words. When I say contrasting pair of words, you have this rough and smooth, two words. This roughness and smoothness, opposite. So this kind of figure of speech is known as antithesis. Make a note of it. It is called antithesis. You have the two opposite concepts. They are put together in a single line itself. This is how it has to be considered. Okay. So antithesis means two opposite concepts will be put together in a single line itself. So example is here. Over rough or smooth, the journey will be joy. This particular word, rough, and the word smooth, these two are opposite words, contrast to each other. Rough is hard, like smooth is soft, like these two are contrasting things, and these two contrasting opposites are put together in a single line itself to achieve a contrasting effect. So we get in effect, life sometimes may be difficult, sometimes may be very nice. So this is what it is exactly. So the figure of speech is antithesis. Make a note of it. Rough and smooth. Rough or smooth. These two contrasting concepts are known as antithesis as the figure of speech. I hope it's clear for you. Okay. Right, and then you have this rhyming scheme and rhyming words and all. It is quite easy only. Say the first line ending with the ear. So you mention it as A for the rhyme scheme. A, ear ends as ear, no? A. Soul, it's an entirely new word ending in a different rhyme. Okay, so that different rhyme means you put it as next letter. A, B. And see the third line, goal. That is ending as the second line. So it's supposed to be B. So we have the first three lines. Rhyme scheme is A, B, B. And see the fourth line, that is disappear. Disappear ends like a ear. So you have to put it as A. And then fifth line, fear. You see the fear there, it also ends as ear or disappear. So it has to be written as A. You put it near the lines A, B, B, A, and the whole. Whole, no? Again like goal, soul, A. And toll is also like whole, A. And cheer. Cheer is B. So all put together you will get A, B, B, A, and then you have the B and a B and A. This is what is the this one rhyme scheme. Okay, rhyming words: soul, goal, disappear, ear, fear, whole, toll, cheer. These are all rhyming words. And apart from this, I have given you already this one, antithesis and dim past as the metaphor. And then you have the alliteration. Alliteration is repetition of consonants. Remember, repetition of consonants means it is the alliteration. Okay, so which word has got, which line has got the repeated consonants? You have come to the second stanza, first line. So let the way wind up. You see there, way, wind, W and W. Find out similar words in the single line itself. This also supposed to be in a single line. Any consonants. Consonants are other than the vowels. Of the 26 letters, the first, the 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, other than the vowels, sounds, the all other letters are considered as the consonants. So the consonants must repeat in a single line. So it can be B. A is the vowel. So it should be B, B, C, D. These letters, if they repeat in a single line, then they are called as alliteration. So make in such a way, I have already taught you now the rhyme scheme, rhyming words, and we saw one metaphor, we saw one antithesis, and the alliterated words. Okay, so these are the figures of speech in this poem, and your question answers shall be the comprehension answers. Short answers, no? 2 lines will be given and 2 questions will be asked, 2 or 3 questions. Answer the questions, that one you have to learn. And also these figures of speech, these are easy only. As you learn repeatedly, rewinding the video, you can get to know of the figures of speech, like a rhyme scheme, rhyming words, alliteration, metaphor, and antithesis in this poem, in this case. So these ones learn, and also learn the memoriter, memorize the whole poem, and finally you learn the summary of the poem also. That is how our poetry first poem will be ending. And keep learning. First lesson you must have completed. Now complete this first poem, and as you complete the first poem, we will be back again with you with the non-detailed. So the first unit will be completing very shortly. Keep on learning. Get yourself prepared for the board examination. See you until then. Bye from us.